Hey Cowboys Nation, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel where we break down everything Dallas Cowboys. Before we dive into today's news, let's talk about our team's mindset. The Cowboys are always looking to improve, to tighten things up, and to give you guys the results we all want to see. Wins. And we know things haven't gone as planned this season, but hey, it's all about pushing forward and learning from every setback. If you love getting the latest updates on your Dallas Cowboys and want to stay in the loop, smash that like button and don't forget to hit subscribe. All right, let's talk about some critical updates heading into this week's matchup against the Carolina Panthers. We've just got some disappointing news for the secondary and it's going to sting. Trevon Diggs, our star cornerback, has officially been downgraded to OT for this week's game against the Panthers. And it gets worse, Diggs isn't even traveling with the team to Carolina. Now, if you've been keeping up, you know that Diggs has been dealing with a nagging knee injury. He was listed as questionable throughout the week, and it seemed like there was hope he could play after limited practices on Wednesday and Thursday. But come Friday, he missed practice, and now the team has decided to shut him down for this one. This will be the third game Diggs has missed this season. We know how crucial he is to locking down opposing receivers and keeping those big plays off the board. Missing him is a blow, especially as we try to keep our defensive unit together during a tough stretch. In response to these injuries, the Cowboys are making some roster moves. The team has elevated cornerback Andrew Booth and offensive lineman Dakota Shepley from the practice squad for this game. These two will be available on a temporary basis and will revert back after the matchup against Carolina. Booth might get more snaps in the secondary, especially with Diggs out, and Jordan Lewis also dealing with a hamstring injury. We'll need all hands on deck to keep things solid in the backfield. Unfortunately, the injury news doesn't stop with Diggs. Let's break it down. DeMarvion Overshown is officially out for the season. After that severe knee injury in Week 14, Overshown is heading to injured reserve. And here's the kicker. There's a chance he could miss all of 2025 too. This is tough because Overshown was really starting to find his groove. His athleticism and playmaking ability were giving us a boost, especially in the pass rush. Jordan Lewis is still questionable with that hamstring issue. He's been limited all week, so it's going to be a game-time decision. Lewis's experience and versatility are key, and if he can't go, the depth is going to get tested even more. Eric Kendricks is another question mark. He missed practice all week due to personal reasons and a shoulder injury. Kendricks has been a steady presence in the middle of the defense, and if he's out, we're going to need backups like Damone Clark and Buddy Johnson to step up big time. Speaking of Johnson, he's also questionable with an illness. Add to that Nick Vigil, foot, and C.J. Goodwin, hamstring, and we're talking about a defensive unit that's really banged up right now. Without Trevon Diggs, our secondary is going to face a lot of pressure. The Panthers might not be having a stellar season, but you can bet they're going to test our corners early and often. We're looking at guys like Darren Bland, who's been having a solid season, to step up and take on the lead role in coverage. Bland has been a playmaker, but he'll need help from the safeties and the defensive front to keep things under control. Andrew Booth, the practice squad call-up, could see some serious action, and it's a big opportunity for him to show what he's got. One bright spot on defense has been Osa Odigizua. This guy's breaking out in his contract year and doesn't get nearly enough credit. He's fourth on the team with 3.0 sacks and has racked up 18 QB hits. His pass rushing numbers over the past 6 weeks have been incredible. 27 pressures on 199 pass rush attempts, which gives him the highest winning percentage in the NFL right now among defensive tackles. But here's the catch, we all know Jerry Jones's tendency to develop talent and then let them walk in free agency. We've seen it with Tyler Biadasz, Tony Pollard, and Dorance Armstrong just this past offseason. Let's hope we don't lose Odigizua because this guy is only getting better. So here's where we're at. The Cowboys are 5-8. After a season filled with frustration, injuries, and inconsistencies, playoff hopes are pretty much out the window. But that doesn't mean the drama is over. No, sir. Now the debate shifts to tanking. Should the Cowboys start losing intentionally, or at least strategically, to improve their draft position? Or should they keep fighting tooth and nail, regardless of the odds? Jerry Jones, in classic Jerry fashion, has made his stance clear. He doesn't want to hear the word tank. In his weekly appearance on 105.3 The Fan, he said, "We want everybody making the plays and having the opportunity to have success. Success is very important. We'll go out there and try to win every down." Sounds like classic rah-rah, never say die Cowboys talk, right? But here's the thing, is that really the best move for this franchise right now, or could there be a smarter, long-term strategy at play? Now let's break it down. Right now, the Cowboys sit at the number 12 spot in the 2025 NFL draft order. If they manage to string together a couple of wins in these last 4 games, they could drop to something like the number 19 spot. But if they lose a few more, boom. They could climb up to the number 9 spot, and in the NFL, those few spots can make a huge difference. Think about it. Higher draft picks give you better access to potential game changers, future superstars who could transform this team. We're talking about players who could shore up our weaknesses, whether that's on the offensive line, the secondary, or even at linebacker, where injuries have hit us hard this year. And let's be honest, this team is not 1 or 2 pieces away from Super Bowl contention. A higher draft pick could be the key to rebuilding the kind of depth and talent we need to compete at the highest level. Now, before you say, "But the Cowboys never tank," let's clear that up. That's just not true. Jerry Jones may not like the word, but the Cowboys have absolutely played the organic tanking game before. Remember 2015? The Cowboys finished 4-12. After being eliminated from playoff contention in Week 15, they changed their approach. They gave Kellen Moore his first ever NFL start at quarterback. They sat key defensive players like Jeremy Mincey. They gave extended playing time to guys like Bryce Butler and Robert Turpin. And what happened? They lost those last 2 games. Not on purpose, but organically. And guess what? That organic tank earned them the number 4 pick in the 2016 NFL Draft. And with that pick, they got Ezekiel Elliott, who went on to become a 2-time NFL rushing champion and helped revitalize the offense. So the idea that the Cowboys have never tanked? That's just false. They've done it before, and it paid off. Could they do it again? Now let's flip the script. There's another side to this story. Jerry Jones isn't just being stubborn for the sake of it. There are good reasons why he might want the Cowboys to keep fighting. First, there's team culture. Winning matters. Even if the playoffs are out of reach, finishing the season strong can build confidence and momentum heading into next year. Players like Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb want to win. They're competitors. And asking them to take it easy for the sake of draft positioning, that could send the wrong message. Second, there's the risk of losing the locker room. If players feel like the team is giving up, it can create a toxic environment. That's the last thing you want, especially with a core group of talented young players who need to believe that every game matters. And let's not forget the fans. We're Cowboys Nation. We expect this team to fight no matter what. A team that tanks on purpose could alienate its fan base, and Jerry knows that better than anyone. So as we head into Carolina, the defense is stretched thin and the pressure is on. We need the guys who are healthy to step up big time. Players like Micah Parsons will need to be all over the field, and will need the offense to carry more of the load. Cowboys Nation, this is where resilience and grit come into play. The season might not be going the way we hoped, but we want to see fight, pride, and passion from our squad, and we know you, the fans, are just as passionate. What do you guys think about these injuries? Can our secondary hold up without Trevon Diggs? Are you worried about how the defense will perform in Carolina? And what about Osa Odigizua? Do you think Jerry Jones should make sure he stays in Dallas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get the conversation going because we love hearing from you guys. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop with all things Cowboys. We're here with you through the highs and the lows, and we're not stopping anytime soon. All right, Cowboys Nation, that's it for now. Let's hope for a solid performance in Carolina, and no matter what happens, we'll break it all down right here after the game. Stay strong, stay loud, and as always, go Cowboys!